The man's face was covered in sand, but he didn't dare to raise his hand to wipe it off. Just behind him was a 100-meter cliff, and any slight movement could send him plummeting down. He clenched his teeth, furrowed his brow, and focused all his strength on his index finger, desperately gripping the loose soil. However, the sand was too soft to support his weight, and soon his body lost control and started sliding downward. In a moment of desperation, an idea struck him. He forcefully split his legs apart and pressed his head against the ground to increase friction, barely stabilizing himself. Just then, his phone rang in his backpack. A chance for rescue was within reach. He refused to give up this sole opportunity for survival. After a moment of hesitation, he adjusted his breathing. He tried to lift his right hand, but before he could grab the phone, he lost balance again and began rapidly sliding down, using every ounce of strength to cling to the cliff's edge with all 4 limbs. At this point, he had no other choice. Above him was loose sand, and below him were incredibly hard rocks. Any mistake would surely lead to his demise. The man was terrified, his body shaking uncontrollably, consumed by fear and helplessness. Suddenly, a bold idea came to him. He started timing the intervals between the waves crashing against the rocks. Then, he let go of his grip. Although he successfully landed in the water, his stomach accidentally hit a reef. In that moment, he couldn't even feel the pain. He swam desperately to the surface and crawled onto the reef with all his might. As he sat up, he noticed his palms were severely lacerated. There was also a very serious wound on his hip bone, and his legs had lost sensation. He opened his backpack to take out his phone, but it had gotten wet and wouldn't turn on. He bandaged his hand with his clothes and observed the surrounding terrain, spotting a flat beach not far away, his only means of escape. The man then painstakingly crawled into the sea, swimming towards the beach with his left hand. However, his strength was soon exhausted, and he slowly sank to the bottom of the ocean, his consciousness fading. He felt as if he was in a dream, seeing his wife's figure. At that moment, his wife became the sole spiritual pillar supporting him to keep going. Suddenly, the man opened his eyes, and a mysterious force filled his body. Before long, he successfully swam to the beach. Perhaps this is the power of love.